Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment NFL Week 3 picks and predictions. Last week, we went 14-2 for my predictions. And I went out on a limb and I trusted that team in Washington. I know I shouldn't have done that. Oh, and I came so close to picking the Raiders to upset the Saints, but I didn't have the confidence to do it. It could have been 16-0 realistically for me, but I will take 14-2, and we were 3-2 for my guarantees after having been 1-4 week 1. Okay, so we're still under overall for the year for the guarantees. We're still losing money, but we made money last week. We're gonna make money this week, and then soon we'll be making money overall, maybe even as soon as this week. And what an NFL Week 3 we have, as there is marquee matchup, followed by marquee matchup. Wow. From Sunday afternoon onwards, it is gorgeous, it is beautiful. But we must start ugly, just like I did in high school. And we have to begin with the Miami Dolphins at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, this is not going to be the marquee matchup of the week. Unfortunately not. Now, here's my thing with this game. So we all assumed, and still maybe correctly so, that the Miami Dolphins are going to be a better football team than the Jacksonville Jaguars this season. The Dolphins had some fire and some fight to them last week against the, to me, impressive Buffalo Bills. The Jaguars have looked better this season. But this is not a huge trip from Miami to Jacksonville. And although, yes, Jacksonville has been playing better, it's Thursday night. I feel an upset. I feel a Ryan Fitzpatrick game. I feel a Mike Gesicki game coming on. And I got the Dolphins beating Jacksonville. That's all I got. No really good rationale, but that's what I got. All right, so we move on to the Sunday games. You have the Chicago Bears at the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Falcons are struggling. They blew a huge lead against the Dallas Cowboys in Week 2. They're 0-2, and Dan Quinn's back is against the wall. I mean, there are so many head coaches who are already on the hot seat, Dan Quinn being one of them, Matt Patricia being another, Adam Gase being another. The Chicago Bears are 2-0. Okay, and it's not an impressive 2-0 to me, barely beating the Giants, barely beating the Lions. Now they travel to Atlanta, where Atlanta is more desperate. Atlanta is due for a win. The Bears are due for a loss. Give me the Falcons to beat the Bears in what will be a close game in Atlanta. Next, give me the San Francisco 49ers at the New York Giants, where Jimmy Garoppolo will be out for this game. Nick Mullins will be in. He'll be starting for the San Francisco 49ers. And I would feel like, okay, it's due for the Giants to get a win here. They're 0-2. They're not that bad, although they're pretty damn bad. But no Saquon, so without a Saquon Barkley there, they just signed Devontae Freeman. Dion Lewis is being asked to do stuff. And you guys know I don't have a great relationship with Mr. Dion Lewis. The 49ers are still going to go, and they're going to run the ball on the New York Giants and win, kind of just like how they did in MetLife last week against the Jets. Maybe a little more competitive. I have it being more competitive, but the same result in the end. 49ers get it done in this one. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals at the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Eagles are struggling big time. Whoa, their season is already damn near on the line. I mean, you can come back from an 0-3 start, but losing to the Bengals here, I mean, this is going to kill the locker room, kill the confidence in the locker room. People are going to start asking for Jalen Mills. A lot of the Eagles fans are already asking for Jalen Mills, but now some of the players will start chirping in that locker room as well, because Carson Wentz never led them anywhere when it came to actually being in the playoffs or actually in the Super Bowl. No, he didn't lead y'all anywhere. The Eagles locker room will start to absolutely disassemble if they lose this game. I don't think that they will. The Bengals look competitive last week against the Browns, for the most part. I mean, they were down by double digits most of the game. But I'm not buying into it. Give me the Eagles to win this game and, save their season for now. They're in trouble, but save their season for now. Next game, we have the Las Vegas Raiders at the New England Patriots, where the Raiders are 2-0. Man, I should have picked them last week. Patriots 1-1, but a very impressive loss, if there is such a thing. Yes, a very impressive loss against the Seattle Seahawks last week on Sunday Night Football, where Cam Newton looked very good, very accurate, threw the ball deep a little bit. All of a sudden, the Patriots are looking strong. Now, I don't know what happened with their secondary on Sunday. Their secondary struggled on Sunday. DK Metcalf is not that talented, but Stephon Gilmore had a bad game against DK Metcalf. I expect a better game here where the Raiders wide receivers, quite frankly, stink. I think Henry Ruggs will eventually be something. He's nothing now. And Darren Waller, you can put a cornerback on Darren Waller because although he's tall, he's not that physical. He's not that built. You can put a cornerback on Darren Waller. So give me this New England Patriots cornerback, this secondary to outdo the Raiders here and puts the Raiders down to 2-1. Next game, we have the Tennessee Titans at the Minnesota Vikings. Trap game, trap game, trap game. Where the Tennessee Titans are 2-0. Love the 2-0. Absolutely here for that 2-0. Vikings are 0-2, and I told you all the Vikings would struggle this year. I had the Vikings 7-9 this year. I was like, this is the year Mike Zimmer, I think he's going to be fired. This is the year they move on. After losing all the pieces they did in their secondary last season, I wasn't buying into it. However, it just does not seem right to me, even as a Titans fan, that the Titans will be 3-0 and the Vikings will be 0-3. Like, this just feels like a course correction game a little bit. Just to squeeze the teams in the middle a little bit. But with that said, I'm a Titans fan. And I'm not going to pick against them when they undefeated. Not when they undefeated. Not this man, not here. Give me the Titans to win this game. Bias pick here, because I'm telling you, this is a trap game, especially with how this Titans defense is playing. Ooh, this is a trap game. A perfect opportunity for Kirk Cousins to rebound in this game. We have the Washington football team at the Cleveland Browns, where the Washington football team returned to their true colors last week. Finally, are you Washington fans finally catching up? Dwayne Haskins, he's not good. He'll never be good. I'm sorry. I know. I wish he would be. I love the black quarterback movement. I'd love to have another successful black quarterback. He's not good. He'll never be good. That's just the deal. This is not a Lamar Jackson situation. He just stinks, this guy. He's not accurate. He can't even run. What's the point of having him? They're finally starting to learn this. For now, they're going to lose another game against Cleveland, where the Browns defense has not been playing that well. So maybe Haskins will look a little better here, but eventually, scary Terry McLaurin is going to get tired of being wide open and not getting the production that he deserves. Washington, I'm telling you, catch up. That boy Haskins is not good. Okay, next game. We have the Houston Texans at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, this is going to be a foolish pick for me. This is almost the same rationale I almost gave for the Titans and Vikings. I think this is a squeeze them together game, a course correction game, where yes, the Steelers are better than the Texans. Yes, this is in Pittsburgh. Yes, the Texans stink and they were worse than a lot of us thought they were going to be, although I still think they're going to end up being like 8-8. This is a game to end up pushing them there. I think it's just going to be a great individual effort from Deshaun Watson. You saw Brandon Cooks doing more last week than he did in week 1. And then the Texans sneak away with the victory here, where the Steelers, remember last week, they kept the Broncos in that game, even with Jeff Driscoll. The plays that Driscoll couldn't make, Watson will make, and I have the Texans getting it done here in Pittsburgh. Next game, we have the Los Angeles Rams at the Buffalo Bills. Difficult game here, where Sean McVay has the Los Angeles Rams playing to their almost absolute potential right now. They're 2-0. They're playing great. They dominated the Eagles and handled the Cowboys mostly. The Bills are playing great. Josh Allen looks good, okay? And this is coming from a former Josh Allen hater. Look, he looks good, dude. He's, I think, leading the league in passing yards. Had over 400 passing yards last week. No interceptions this season yet. With that defense, and now Stephon Diggs, the way he's playing, I don't love the run game outside of Josh Allen, but there's signs of life there with Singletary and Moss. Give me the Bills to win this one, but it will be close and it will be a battle. Next game, we have the New York Jets at the Indianapolis Colts, where the Colts dominated the Vikings last week. They gave Kirk Cousins problems and struggles. And I know Kirk Cousins is back to being the clown of the NFL. He ain't that bad. It was very impressive what this Colts secondary, what this Colts defense forced Kirk Cousins to do last week. Now they're going to be against Sam Darnold, where yes, Sam Darnold had the nice touchdown when the Jets were down 31-6. This Jets offense stinks. Adam Gase stinks, and they're going to continue to stink until they make changes in New York. Period. They're already losing confidence there. Quinnen Williams, their defensive lineman, he had a good game last week, but he's the only one that's giving effort to me defensively. I don't see no one else giving effort defensively right now for those New York Jets. So give me the Indianapolis Colts to win this game at home almost as easily as they did last week. Next game, we have the Carolina Panthers at the Los Angeles Chargers, where I don't know who to pick here because the Panthers look bad last week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I thought they looked impressive week one, even in a loss against the Raiders. The Chargers look good last week against the Kansas City Chiefs, the reigning Super Bowl champions, where Justin Herbert, came into the game. And you heard the story today where the LA Chargers team doctor must have got a note from Justin Herbert's mama being like, hey, I'll give you $100 if you injure Tyrod Taylor. But this was good news for the Chargers. If you didn't hear, the team doctor for the Chargers injured Tyrod Taylor. And now the Charger fans are saying, good, because Justin Herbert looked good last week, and now he can get more development this week. I don't know who to pick here. It just feels like the Chargers are due for a win here. Christian McCaffrey banged up, and they really did look impressive with Herbert under the helm last week, but would not shock me at all if this went the other way at all. Next game, we have the Detroit Lions at the Arizona Cardinals. Man, these two teams, I feel like they face every year. Not in the same division, but they face every year. I've seen this matchup so many times, I don't get it. The Cardinals normally win this matchup. That's what I've noticed. And now they're a better team than they normally are. Now, the Lions are due to compete because, they had the week one disaster last week. They got their ass kicked last week. In week one, they had the disaster, but they blew the game away. And then week two, they had the disaster where they absolutely got trounced by the Green Bay Packers. So give me a competitive matchup here. But yet again, Kyler Murray pulls it out for the Cardinals. Cardinals starting 3-0. Next game, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Denver Broncos. I liked what the Buccaneers did last week, just slowly and methodically wearing down the Panthers. Broncos starting Jeff Driscoll. I think they did just pick up Blake Bortles, who, as you all know, I've said it plenty of times on this channel, stinks. But for this game, the Buccaneers should get it done, but I think it might be a little more competitive than some people think. But I like the Bucs to win the game ultimately. Next game, we have the Dallas Cowboys at the Seattle Seahawks, and this is a matchup here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know the Cowboys have not been living up to their potential yet this season, but this is a perfect Cowboy game where, they've been low on expectations. Even when the Cowboys go 8-8, they do this. They've been low on expectations. They haven't been living up to expectations. Then boom, they'll upset the Seahawks because the Seahawks are susceptible to this type of upset. So I think it's going to be entertaining. I think it's going to be high scoring. But ultimately, Russell Wilson is playing at an MVP level. And how dare I even think about picking against that man? Give me the Seahawks to win this game ultimately because I trust Russell Wilson in the clutch more than I trust Dakota Prescott. Next game, we have yet another very intriguing matchup. As I scroll all the way to the top, we have the Green Bay Packers at the New Orleans Saints. Saints struggled last week against the Raiders, and this was on Monday. Now, Michael Thomas may be back for this game. This is huge. If he's not in this game, no chance. Packers will win this game, maybe even easily to me. Drew Brees looks washed. He looks done. He looks like he's having issues out there. I do think Michael Thomas will be back. And regardless, I still do think that the Packers win this game because I just really felt good about the Packers this year. I know people wanted to be down on the Packers. They had a horrible draft class. I mean, they're getting nothing from the draft class. But I just knew that Aaron Rodgers was going to be more pissed. And, another year working with these young wide receivers that they already had, their offense was going to be more crisp. And we're seeing that now. Give me the Packers to win this one. And then we have the Kansas City Chiefs at the Baltimore Ravens, a potential AFC Championship preview here. Patrick Mahomes versus the reigning MVP Lamar Jackson. The reigning Super Bowl MVP versus the reigning regular season MVP. This is a battle that I don't know why they scheduled for week 3, but I'm here for it. A battle that we will all enjoy. We will all have our eyes on, and I'm happy it's actually happening on Monday Night Football instead of the usual Sunday Night Football. It'll be a nice change up in terms of the marquee matchup of the week. But ultimately, I have to go with, for now, the Chiefs to get it done over the Baltimore Ravens, just because I do have the Ravens beating the Chiefs in the playoffs. It ain't cold yet. The fans ain't in the stands yet. Maybe the Ravens are doing like 10% or something like that, but the fans ain't in the stands yet. And I trust the Chiefs in this situation right now more than I do the Ravens. Now, when it gets colder and the Ravens can just run and run and run and run in the cold, I'll feel better about the Ravens' chances. But right now, Mahomes throwing in comfortable weather, even against this very impressive Ravens defense. Give me the Chiefs to win this game in Baltimore. And with that said, we move on to my guarantees of the week. We were, again, 3-2 last week, 4-6 overall. Now, let's go positive or at least even. Let's start with the Las Vegas Raiders +6. Now, again, I don't think that they're going to go beat the Patriots, but 6 points? I'll take 6 points because the Raiders are playing very confidently. They love the way they're playing. John Gruden is motivating this team. They have momentum. At least it's going to be a good rushing effort by the Raiders, maybe a backdoor cover. Give me the Raiders +6. Give me the Bucks -6. Now, I know I said I think it might be more competitive than some people think, but I'll take the 6 points. I'll eat those 6 points as ultimately I don't think there's any real chance the Broncos win that game with Jeff Driscoll or Blake Bortles at the helm. Cowboys +5 because I think it's a lot of points. I think they lose by 2, 3, 4 points, 5 points. I think that's a lot of points to take, so give me those points. Green Bay Packers +3. I think they win. Even a pick 'em I would consider here. I think they're beating the New Orleans Saints on Sunday Night Football, and I feel very confident in that prediction. Kansas City Chiefs +3.5. I feel pretty damn confident. And Pat Mahomes, and even at the very least, it depends on what the score of the game is, but he'll bring it down to a field goal at the very least. You know, it depends. If they're down by a touchdown, he'll obviously need a touchdown at the very end. If he's down by 4, then that's just going to be unfortunate for me. But at the very least, I think it'll be within at least 3 or 3 or less, so I like that there. And then give me the over for that game. I can't believe it's only 53.5. One of these two teams is dropping over 30. The other ones are going to at least get 20. That's 50 right there. We can get 3.5 somewhere else. I'm sure it's going to come through the very end of the game. If nothing else, give me the over 53.5 for this football game. So with that said, that's going to do it. For my NFL Week 3 picks and predictions, what are your picks and predictions? Comment down below. I want to know. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.